everyone. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And I tell you what, it is Sunday, and Jack might be feeling a little bit preachy today, man. I am just all filled with thoughts and feelings of love and stuff. And God, man, praise God sincerely. My gratitude goes out to all of you. I am feeling fun today, right? That's what I said. I'm feeling fun and inspired. So join me on today's live stream. Love is the only path for a life you will know, right? And then boom, there you go. Love reveals heaven. And then boom, there you go. And I guess we're done. Today I have been inspired, and you know what? I get it. I get it. This is why I have haters. But like you, I friggin' love this thumbnail. Happy Sunday to all of you. To everyone joining in with me. Much love to you all. Greetings, man. And yeah, Peace Dynamo. Accept the paradox and see what you can find, man. Love advice from Jack. The irony is amazing. I was considering earlier my reputation that some have chosen to found with me. It's friggin' hilarious, man. This life I get to be with me, praise God for sobriety. It allowed my mind to declutter. That was the first step. Had to get the booze out of it. So Austin, I'm proud of you, my friend. And yeah, truly, you're making the choices to commit to yourself, to your health, to reinvent yourself in a different way than you used to be. That's what addicts are doing in the path of recovery. It's really amazing. The transformations that I've witnessed from people, the stories they used to live, man. This life we're living, man, it's a crazy adventure. And I'm saying again, praise God and let's go. Thank you to all who may find these words. And if you're willing, I wasn't really scheduled on Sunday, but, I'm back to doing 7 days for a little bit, I guess. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And there's love to the hate watchers. I love your dedication as well. The hate watchers, man, some of you were friggin' persistent. Thank you. And after 62 weeks, Talcott should be cut off and have nothing. And he shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and for half of the week it shall put an end to sacrifice and offering. Praise be, man. Panel challenge, 100% positive. Can we do that? I love that. I'm going to star that. It's a great place to start a goal like that, man. Blessings to everyone. Let's see, free advice with a love tip jar. Why not, right? Good day to you, Mr. Shively, as well. And truly, praise God. Not Jack, but you can enjoy Jack while you're here. You can cope with life a little more when you're having fun, right? That's what life is about. Life is about many things. For it takes many things to create the one. That's some of the scripture I was reminded of earlier. And you know what? Let me not be selfish. I've got notes and I got an agenda in my head, some ideas I want to share with folks. But for those who want to share some love and time with Jack, right? None of this arguing nonsense, bickering and battling and insulting one another. Nah. I'm tired of that. Not today. I really don't want to deal with that today. But for those who want to share time with me, please feel free. for a little bit, I'm just going to talk about me. And by the way, for those of you who are tuning in at a later time, if you haven't realized, of course, do yourself a favor and speed me up. Conserve your time. I've noticed this about myself and others who I admire, this slow cadence. But there's a rhythm to the speech, and it's a pause, and it's like, wow. This life, communication, the power of words, energies, vibrations, it all comes back to love in every direction. Love is the answer. Love is the way. You want a life you love, you live with love, not hate, not sadness, not bitterness, not all of that crap. Just let the other crap go, just to be with love for the sake of that, for your sake, right? So that you get to feel good again. It's all, some ways, everything is make-believe, if you can believe it. It's really true. Each of us individually and collectively, we make believe that different things mean different things when nothing really means anything. Nothing means anything. It's a paradox of life that once you see it, you can't unsee. It's just an experience that you've realized. And I'm clumsily, right? Sometimes I'm clumsy, but I'm not always clumsy. Sometimes sometimes the words flow with me, through me, and I don't interrupt me. I don't corrupt me. Sometimes the truth is with me. I mean, effortlessly. This is what this is what the Bible, the Scripture, Jesus were teaching. Be with this love that's just so filled with joy and delight on the fact that you get to be you once again today, right? Feel the appreciation that God has for you in your beautiful uniqueness, right? Despite what you've been facing, despite what you've been through, there's this God who loves us like, ooh, baby. I've experienced these feelings and ideas that can only come from God. God's love, right? God's love is what it's all about. All love is God's love, so just enjoy it while you're here. Be with love often, right? Familiarize yourself with the taste and the flavors and the sounds and the frequencies and the partnerships. Align yourself with love. It vibrates beautifully with the truth. And we all know the truth. When we see it, we cannot unsee the truth. And I got a video. I got a video. You can, brother. This is what I want you to realize. You sincerely can. And I'm grateful, truly. You're a man I honor and I don't know a ton about, but just you shine brightly. You're an example for many others and probably the strength for many others in your own life while you struggle, right? I see you, brother. And you can see the world through my eyes, right? And that wish, it can be fulfilled if you allow it to be. So, by God's grace, all things come to be, man. But yeah, be careful. Be careful what you wish for, because the answers you're looking for, it'll come up like in this other direction and slap you across the face. You'll feel silly and foolish. I've done that so many times. Well, it convinced me to stop fearing so much, though, when my life brought me a lot of surprises and stuff. Grace and Ben, hollow out. It's, this thing we've got going on. We've got this thing we've got going on. It starts slow. I wasn't really regularly scheduled. People got a lot going on, but I trust the spirit. I trust the spirit is perfect with us today. I really do. It is a great thumbnail. And I feel it, someone else mentioned it, that maybe I've become like guru of the guru of bottom of YouTube. And I won't deny where I'm at. I embrace who I am and those who find me. Matter of fact, let me embrace a dear friend of ours and the show.
Embrace me. What's up, man?
Oh, golly, geez. I am so filled with ideas and love. I'm glad you're here.
Me too, man. It's good to be here. So, man, they're coming at you again, from what I could tell. Oh, we got a good one in the back, I guess. Oh, yikes.
Here, not yet. It's all coming together. The topic today, love, yes, relationships, and communities, right? We are a community, and there's another guest who brings a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, a lot of experience, and very strong in his perspective. Let's welcome back our friend Imperious.
Jack, I love you. I just want to say I do love you, Jack. Like, Jack, I get mad, but then at the same time, you totally redeem yourself, Jack. Jack, you brighten my day with the positivity and the way that you bring things together, Jack. You really do. You redeem yourself Jack. You got to remind me that I'm a piece of shit sometimes, Jack. Just tell me, Jack, I'm a piece of shit, and to remember that you are Jack Talcott and you have everything under control, Jack. Just remind me of that, okay?
Oh,
there's a lot of Jacks.
Together. You know what? I'm glad you're here. I really am, because
Jack, I'm glad you're here in this world, Jack. That's what I want to say. You know what I mean? Like, I'm even glad Landry's in this world. Like, Landry, actually, you know what I got to say? Landry's looking more masculine the last month or so. I've got to say he is. Landry. Like, I even got to compliment Landry. Look at the beard's looking more masculine a little bit. You got a little roughage on the bottom to kind of put a little bit of a Tom Selleck look. I like that,
I'm putting the
you've taken the wavy hair away. It's no longer in your face all the time where you're like that emo where you're brushing the hair out of your face. I like Jack. What do you think? I think we've seen a growth in Landry. I really do. I wish we'd see other people grow on the internet sometimes, Jack.
There is. I've witnessed a lot of growth.
Jack, you're involved more than I am. You got to tell me. Tell me, Jack, what have you witnessed?
Well, a lot of people have been growing, as I have as well. Patience, starting to self-control with the triggers and the rudeness. We're all works in progress, but what I've been learning on this online experience is, number one, it can be fun, right? Life can be fun. There's a lot of fun, amazing, talented characters on these panels, but golly geez, man. Lost and confused does not begin to describe what I've seen. Know what I mean?
Well, Jack, I think people can't let go. Like, Jack, I go nuts on here and I'll say, I'm going to strike you. I'm going to die. I'm going to do it. But Jack, like, I just turn the channel to the next stream and I just forget about it. You know what I mean? Like, we all blow up and get mad a little bit here and there, but you got to just turn the channel and just, focus on something else, not hold on to, it's just a channel. It's a channel. It's one day, it's just 1 minute of a grand life you should be living, Jack. You know what I mean? Like, you should be loving every second of life, not upset about a panel missing. You know what I mean?
That's what I learned. Something I've experienced. I didn't have faith until I started facing more hardships, right? And then once you start walking with hardships and you start seeing your strength, that's where that faith emerges. Hey, we got a guy who loves to make life hard on himself as well. It's a man I admire, and I try to appreciate and respect. Welcome back,
Hey.
Burt Reynolds.
Wolf in the chat.
Sorry, what?
Is Arctic Timber Wolf in the chat?
I not seen yet.
Jack, that's an intense face, Jack. I'm a little nervous. It's very intense.
I just Oceans 311 over on Trex Live. I'm gonna give you one now, Jack.
Ocean.
I'm like a rogue. I'm like a rogue thief.
He's breaking into units, Jack.
I trust it's all his
Let's hope, Jack.
responsibility.
Jack, you have plausible deniability here.
I have no clue what is going on. And here, you know what? I'll add some, but for the purposes of full disclosure, admission, caution, and confession, please recognize Jack Talcott is not licensed, accredited, associated, nor representing any specific religions, faiths, groups, organizations, or anything beyond himself. According to some, one may want to investigate his reputation carefully before listening, and please don't judge me for what others might do while they're here. Enjoy and have fun while we are together, and thank you for being here with me. Oh goodness. Is it time, Landry, or should
It's still a rough draft. It's not completed. There's a lot of faces in it, but you know.
Hey, Jack, I have a suggestion. I think there's someone I know that you could really help.
who's that?
Do you know of a man named Mike Cerrone?
Oh god.
We really got to we got to come to a final solution with the Cerrone problem, if you know what I mean. I mean, like, Jack, only your positivity can change that man, Jack. Jack, can you know what, Jack? This is what I really think that I appreciate about you. You're honest. You're honest, Jack. Jack, you're honest. Even with your failures, your successes, your weaknesses, your strengths, you'll be honest, Jack. Now, Mike Cerrone is completely opposite. You don't even know if he's telling the truth about good or bad things.
I know. I've known.
And Jack, I really think you could provide guidance to that young man.
One of the reasons I will eternally disgust for Jack is his insistent back and forth with Mike Cerrone. He lets him back him, he slaps him. He lets him back him, he slaps him. It's like Jack's most relationships. What have you done for me today? What can you do for me now?
Well, I think Jack has a heart of gold. I mean, he really feels for that man. I really think, who doesn't? If you lived with your mother at 52 years old and you yelled at your mom, if you had man breasts, if you were bald, you'd be upset too. I think we'd all be a little upset, bro.
Met Jack?
No, Jack's in great shape for his age.
Oh, you're saying Cerrone.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen his tits?
All I know is he finally got outed for not actually ever being a cop after he went to every
Well,
panel.
it's worse than a cop. He said he's a, quote, federal agent. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Here, please.
Well, my problem is he's still got the nerve. He's still got the nerve to show up on big channels.
Please pause.
I just wanted to finish that thought.
Read the room. I know. Thank you. Did Brown's boy write the disclaimer? No, they did not. That was my thinking. See, we're all similar in nature for sure. Oh, Tommy got impatient and left. But let me.
Well, they say that great minds think alike, Jack.
How much to permanently ban Vibe?
What?
How much?
Landry thinks that I'm a good-looking version of him when he gets old. I think that Landry is a bad-looking version of me when I was young.
Let's see the pictures. Bring it up. Bring up you when you're 30.
I feel Landry could do better if he had more confidence in himself. Jack, maybe you can help him with that.
Landry's a good guy. Landry makes good points.
Landry, I think I think the problem you had early on in this whole thing was that you cared too much about these people.
You're right.
That you cared about the opinions, trying to fit in and join a social group when it's really a parasitic, not a parasocial relationship that
Yes.
this internet brings. What do you think, Jack? Do you think the internet has been a overall positive or negative thing for the human condition?
It can be whatever we create it to be. And what I'm hoping to create it to be is something pretty amazing. This is the ground floor, right? Today's where we start the future. And I see this as like a stepping stone to, well, to changing the world, seriously.
Jack,
What
we're
is-
changing the world one autist at a time. That's what I
One-
believe. I really believe that.
Well, it is the one that is the many. Here, I'm going to bring this up because this was...
E pluribus unum, Jack. E pluribus unum, from many, one.
Well, this was the sermon they brought earlier today at the church I went to. Shout out to Hopeville here in Baltimore. Amazing again, right? The spirit of joy was there and with me. I was moved to tears just with the praise in the beginning. And then the sermon, it was about community, right? And community, what it takes to have a community. It requires authenticity and vulnerability. And I could have taken better notes than what she said, but from the scripture, right? Unity and diversity in the body. From the many, there are the one. Just as a body, though one has many parts, but all its many parts form one body. So it is with Christ. That's who we are. For we were all baptized by one Spirit so as to form one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. And even so, the body is not made up of one part, but many. Now, if the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being a part of the body. You know, just because we don't think we're a part of something or don't feel like we're a part of something, it doesn't mean that we're not. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has placed the parts in the body, every one of them, just as he wanted them to be. That is you and I. We are the parts in the body that is this time. And if they were all one part, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body, right? We're here to be with each other for sure.
Well,
You know,
Jack,
and I
did you ever
love
read
this in community. I think it's so important because we can see that I'm very awkward at talking. I stutter a lot. I have a hard time getting to my point where I kind of go but I have points that I want to make. Landry is really good at I've seen him do like awesome video editing, things like that. Jack is better at communicating than I am. He actually is just he's concise in his words and he just flows, right? Now, if each of us were a part of the body, we all have a purpose. And together as a community, if we take all of our pieces together and put them together, we are much stronger as a body.
That's the key.
But under who, Vibe?
Under
Who's
God.
the leader?
Nobody's the leader.
Under God. Okay.
Jesus is the king, right?
Okay.
And we realize, what is that king? How do we serve that king? We serve that king the way he showed us to serve one another, with love. And the commandment was to love one another, to love God, to have faith in God, to have faith in one another. Trust that God will lead you to the truth. And I'm telling you, you might discover the truth was always there with you.
Well, we didn't know the truth until we were told the truth. Would you agree with that, Jack?
No, because you can be told the truth and you can ignore the truth just because you were
Well,
told.
no, it's written on our hearts. It's called natural law. Like you're born with knowing the truth, but you don't understand it until you reach that revelation.
I love that. The vocabulary helps our understanding. And the
Well,
power of
vibe will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the power of words, guys. It is so
Words are a
important.
manifestation of will. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God.
That's it. Is your profession? You're in the legal path, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So you get the power of word, power of persuasion, power of narration, power of description, right?
Well, yeah. Power isn't necessarily pure raw power. One person can only physically do so much. It's the ability to get others to do what you want them to do is power.
Which comes down to relationships, right? And the best
Well, in
relationship,
words, communicating needs, desires, wants, passions, ideas, thoughts. I mean, that's like you say.
yeah. Vibe, what are you feeling? Thoughts?
I'm just going with the flow today. Just hoping for an encouraging panel of positivity and community. I do think community is huge. I push really heavy in real life. Have community with your neighbors. Have community around everybody. And then we jump on here. Maybe your zip code is 3,000 miles away from me, but you're 1 mile away from me on YouTube. And so you, Imperius, everybody's part of my community. So lift, don't destroy.
Yes.
Well,
Beautiful.
Jack, have you ever? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Imperius.
Have you ever heard of the poem by John Donne from like the 1600s called "No Man Is an Island"? No man is an island.
Please.
From the early 1600s. You should bring it up, Jack. Bring it up real quick. It's a poem. It's called "No Man Is an Island." All are part of the continent.
By John Donne.
I think it's Donne. I think Donne.
Yeah.
Donne.
No man
1600.
is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by sea, Europe is the less. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never sent to know for whom the bell tolls.
What do you think about that, Jack?
I confused myself because the one I pulled up was different than what Vibe was reading. And
There's probably a couple poems for. I mean, there's probably a couple of them named that, but that's the one I was referring to. That one that he read. It's pretty much just saying like, look, we're all on borrowed time, man.
yes,
We're all on borrowed time, man. We don't know when it. So you better connect with what you can. You better experience what you can. You better love who you can, because remember, like, you don't know, like, and that's the thing. Like, I've been in martial combat sports and things like that my whole life. But when you sit back and think about it, like taking a human life, or like if you step back, that's a debt that like you pay when someone loses their life or something. Like there's a hole in the world.
brother.
There's a hole in the world.
The world is lost, but the amazing thing is God has revealed the path. Right, the path was with us the whole time. Jesus showed us the way, and the way to live here on earth is with love, because it
Hey
truly
Jack,
does.
what do you think about the verse I got on up on my video there?
It's backwards. John 14.
Oh, it's backwards. Hold up. I got you.
Please.
I got
Correct me.
you. It's no longer backwards, correct?
There you go. Beautiful. John 14:6. Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
What do you think about that verse, Jack?
His way of being is the way to the Father.
The only way. Wait. What is the verse?
I know where you're going, Kill.
But you don't. But you also have to remember. What about? Well, hold on. What about the talent of? What about the parable of the first shall be last and the last shall be first? You may not realize the revelation of Christ until you're dead. You may go first to the Father before us. No, you don't under. No man knows who is saved.
You're sorry.
Sorry. Can you hear me a little better? I'm sorry. Can you hear me a little better?
What you were saying was wonderful. You were roboting a little bit, and I'm sorry for the interruption.
Oh,
but
hey,
yeah.
can you hear me a little bit? Would you like for me to repeat a little bit? Would you like for me to repeat a little bit, Jack? What he means by that is that no one goes to the Father except through me, through understanding, through the revelation that you realize that. Now, it doesn't matter if it's right before you die or in the beginning. No, because it's about genuine retrospective analysis, about knowing what you are, who you are, and finally understanding the bigger picture. Now, like Christ said in his parable, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And what that means, it doesn't matter when. If you genuinely are contrite and what is that called? Humble in heart, and understand that your sins and understand the effects you've had on people, and genuinely I want to forgive that, and you want to, that's when you understand. It's like that. Sorry, my bad, Jack.
Your audio is going in and out. Okay. I'm sorry. I love what you're saying, but with the bad audio, I don't know what to suggest.
Can we talk? Can I talk to Vibe about this verse, Jack? Is that okay with you? And if you're okay with that, maybe he stepped away. I'll talk to him later about it then.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. El Diablo, Stephen, how are you?
Hello. I'm recovering. I'm still a little bit sick from the flu, but I'm getting better. Thank God. Praise God.
Glad to hear.
Something about what you said earlier with the John Donne poem made me think of "For Whom the Bell Tolls, Time Marches On," and that's a Metallica song.
Yeah.
That's they use the lyrics "For whom the bell tolls, time marches on," and it does for all of us. It makes me think of the Talcott show and how time does march on, whether we're sick, happy, sad, healthy, ill, whatever we're going through.
None of it matters.
Well, thank God we have Jesus in our corner for those who follow Jesus as the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through him. Vibe, what's up? I want to talk to you about this verse.
Is that Vibe speaking? Who just said about Jesus?
That's
That was Zill.
Zilzone.
Can you hear better, Jack? Is it?
No, you're still kind of breaking up.
Robot.
Imperious. Yeah, you're still kind of breaking up.
Okay, let me come back. I'll come in and out. I'll drop in and come back. I'll drop out and come back in.
Please do. And Vibe, Zill wanted to ask you about the scripture he's got on the screen, John 14:6.
Yeah, can you solo it real quick, Jack?
Yes.
Please. Thank you.
Cuts it off.
Okay, he can put it back. Okay, well, I'll read it anyways. So, Vibe, John 14:6 says, Jesus said unto him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So, Vibe, as a Christian, my understanding is, I assume you interpret this the same as I do, where this makes Jesus exclusive as the only way to the Father. There is no
Never
other
assume.
way. And this is why Jesus came to bring a sword to divide father against mother, because it's all about, do you believe in Jesus, who he said he was, and what he did? Do you believe he rose from the dead on the third day? Do you believe he is divine as he claimed? Vibe, what do you think?
Well, I mean, you heard me say I already knew what you were doing. You're continuing the conversation we had yesterday. I saw that right off the bat. And to you, my friend, yes, you and I are in 100% agreement there But sometimes when we're working with people and we're fishing, we take baby steps, right? We don't have to like jump right to like, this is how it has to be. Sometimes we just take it step by step.
Okay.
But I get where you're coming from.
Well, this is what I wanted you to challenge Jack on, though, because Jack is claiming Jesus, and I'm about to snatch his flag because he doesn't really rep Jesus. I'm about to go snatch all the crosses out your house, Jack. You ain't repping Jesus like that. We gangsta up in here for Jesus.
Like I said, I knew
Oh.
exactly where you were going. I knew that you were continuing
This conversation.
Okay.
I don't mind doing that if you guys show up on my channel, but when I'm on somebody else's channel, I try to respect their channel.
Is he calling you a fraud? Is that what Zill's saying, that Jack is not repping Jesus?
He doesn't rep Jesus truthfully.
Calling me a fraud.
Yes,
Oh,
I am,
wow.
because you believe in universalism, Jack, but you deny it. You believe there are multiple ways to heaven, but that's not what Jesus says. So you got to stop repping Jesus.
I really encourage you to make sure you understand me a little more fully, because maybe one path, one thing I said may not have come through clear or may not have landed. But what I'm talking about is my personal, real life human experience as Jack Talcott here on earth in this lifetime. I found my way to the way of Jesus, not through the church, right? God allowed me a different path.
Yeah, God can reach anyone anywhere. I'm fully on
Right.
board with that. Yeah.
Right. So what if it's we, right? What if it is we, as I had brought up earlier today with First Corinthians 12, right?
Yes,
What
you
if
did
we
have.
are the body of Christ that God is returning here to the world, so that the truth of God reigns supreme, where the truth reigns supreme, not the almighty dollar, right? Where we stop treating anything but God's love as king.
We're in
Because only
alignment on
God's
a
love-
lot of stuff like that, Jack. We're in alignment on a lot of stuff like that.
I know we are.
Yeah.
So why the resistance? That's been my wonder.
Because I've repped Jesus, and I have flaws, and I have a drinking problem, and I know Jesus knows that, and I confess my sins. But I
here,
know God has mercy for me, and I believe in Jesus alone, though.
golly, dude,
Only him.
I'm sorry to be rude, but sometimes when the truth, it's right there and you can't see it. I am the blessing that God brought to you. If you're ready to change, your life can start brand new today, tomorrow, as soon as God allows it. You choose it, you're ready, and I'm here to support you.
I appreciate that, Jack. I've already chosen Jesus. I already know my instructions. I'm not lost in life.
Please don't assume. Please don't assume that you've known it all.
I have a moral framework to follow.
Yes, you do.
Remember the
And you
two
do
greatest
wonderful.
commandments that Jesus gave, and those are important to me.
To be
Love
fair,
the Lord
you
your
seem a
God.
little bit lost still. You haven't
be
found the whole way yet.
Oh, okay. I guess
To
I
be
just
fair, I think
know what the
Zill and
Bible
I,
says, so I must be confused.
I mean, Zill, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you and I kind of have the same understanding of giving it up to Jesus, right? You and I probably do not disagree that our salvation is through him, correct?
Yeah, by grace we're saved through faith, not of works, lest any man should boast.
Right. And so where we're at right now and what you're doing is you're saying that you and I are correct, but Jack is incorrect, right? Fair enough. You and I are probably saying the same thing, but you are obsessed with it. And all I'm saying is, hey, Jack's where he's at. Jack's got his journey. Let Jack have his journey. We talked about this yesterday. I knew exactly what you were doing when you brought up that thing. I agree with you. I'm not fighting you on that. I concede. I think you're right. But, you know, it was kind of part of my challenge when I said, hey, can we keep this about positivity? And sometimes it's just about taking steps to what the original conversation was, community, right? How do we come together as a community?
And you came up on some silliness first thing, Vibe.
Hmm?
When you hit the panel, you didn't come up for positivity when you hit the panel today, Vibe. I got him.
Yeah, you're true there. I actually did throw a little manly banter to Landry. But I mean, I do banter to people I respect all the
Well,
time.
hey, I'm
And
not here to
I
condemn you,
wasn't
man.
actually being disrespectful to Landry. I said I like the guy. Like sometimes a piece of respect to another man is actually kind of calling him out, because that's what men do. We like
Well,
hit each
isn't
other in
that
the
what I
arm. We
just
do a little
did?
bit
And
of
now you're
banter, but there was nothing
calling me out?
personal in that. So I wouldn't say that was unchristian.
Okay, so yeah, I'm calling him out.
Can you guys
And
get back to
that's
Jack?
it.
You're kind of
Well, calling
taking
Jack
it off
out.
course.
Okay.
Well, why? This is what I don't get.
You just can't rep Jesus if you think he's only one of the ways. You have to rep him only if he's the only way.
Would
Otherwise, you can't rep
stop
him.
trying? See how you're trying to control me?
I'm telling you what the faith is. This is what Jesus taught. You can't say you follow his words if you don't truly do that.
Do you
Yeah, but
see?
I mean, Zill, you could be a Mormon on here as well, right? And I know you're not Mormon, and you probably don't believe in Mormonism. And by the way, I've never met a Mormon I didn't like. They're all really nice people, so I'm not trying to trash
Right.
Mormons here. But at the same time, you could be a Mormon going, well, Jack, why don't you believe in Mormonism, right? It's
Right.
you forcing your views based on your opinion, right?
But they rep Mormonism. Jack reps Christianity, but he's not, and they'll be real Mormons, but Jack's not a real Christian, but he still reps Christianity. That's my issue.
Don't Mormons rep Christianity?
Let-
They rep Mormonism.
How about this, Zill? Give your issue to God
Yes.
and stop
Philippians
trying to
4,
hold me
6 through 7.
accountable.
Philippians 4, 6 through 7.
Please.
Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus.
Yes. So let's be with love. You don't have to have an issue with what you hear from me, because what you're hearing from me is what God is bringing forth through me. I mean, I'm trying not to,
Well,
I'm trying to just be, right?
I'm just challenging Jack that Jesus did bring up that he is the only way to the Father. And
I know.
think that that's important. Okay.
I know you do
Okay.
think that's important.
So
And I don't
Jesus.
deny.
Jesus thought it was
Hear
important
me,
too, Jack.
please. What's important here and now is here and now. And here and now is where we can know God's love, right? And here, people were asking these questions. What meeting Jesus is like? For me, personally, I consider that being with God's love, right? First, God so loved the world, he sent his only son, right? This only begotten son, the heart of God came to mankind in human form, right? So if I can feel that love, if I can surrender me, my worries, my battles, my opinions, my pains, my struggles, if I can surrender that away to everything to be with faith and the love of Jesus, that's what I'm talking about. Because it's what he said to do. And the rewards are for each of us, right? We benefit by being with love. It's that simple.
It's a privilege to be a child of God. It's not given by default. But Jack, if you do point people towards Jesus, even if you don't get it exactly as I get it, God can use
Thank you.
that. So, all right. Well,
Thank you.
you know where I stand. I'll probably bring it up again, Jack.
And you know where I'm coming from, Zill, right? Like, there's
just don't let too much slide, Vibe. Okay, you can't.
Hey,
let
Jack,
too
is it
much
better
slide
now?
there.
Is that
Yeah.
better? Okay. Sorry for any disrespect on that, Jack. Technology sometimes sucks. Sorry about that.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for going through the trouble and getting it straightened for us. Welcome back. We were
I have a
talking.
great.
Go ahead.
I think I got a good little thing for you also, Jack. You know Napoleon Bonaparte, right? I'm sure everyone's heard of him. You know, do you know what he said to his at his death? What he wrote in his death, in Saint Helena about Christ? Would you like for me to give you the link, Jack, about kind of what it says for you to skim through? Because he
Please.
says Christ. He's like, I know man, and Christ was no man, for no man can assert so much power over the human heart without force as God himself. And no man, he's like, I've known generals, I've known conquerors, from Alexander to Caesar to myself. And no one else in the world could conquer the human heart without force of arms like a man did with pure love. And that's pretty much what he, was saying. And because it is, for us as human beings, it always comes down to force. We are just mortal beings.
But please.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, as in our instincts. I'm talking about our instincts, Jack. Like instinctually,
Yeah.
like when we try to do stuff, it always comes down to a forcing of either through physical, emotional, you know what I mean? But only
I'm
one
curious.
person that existed did it through pure love to get humanity to follow him. That is
And
why he's.
sorry to interrupt, but yes, that is why we know he is the one. And if we follow his way, allowing love to lead, love is effortless. It's painless. I mean, there might be discomfort here and there, like there is. I mean, but love, that was one of my notes today. I was considering sacrifices made in love, they hurt less. So that's why it's our own benefit to be with love, not sadness or fear or worry or anxiousness. And if we're going to compare ourselves, we need to do it righteously. Jesus is, well, is it Jesus or is it Yeshua?
Who is the man
That's
who
just the
claimed to
translation of the
be
same.
divine?
It's the
man,
translation of the same word. It's
Yeshua.
him. We're talking
Yeshua.
about.
But if we're going to make the claim the only way to the Father, I would suggest the only way to the Father is through the Father's grace.
Jesus claimed to be the only way to the Father. Jesus himself.
I think he's trying to get under your skin.
Do you believe him,
do.
Jack?
He's
Do you
an
believe?
irritant. Zill, please, brother. I
What?
love you. You do not
right.
have to repeat yourself so much.
Okay.
But Zill, you'd also believe in the theology of like divine ignorance, though, because like all the other people prior to the knowledge of Christ,
Oh,
are
that's
they
general
damned?
revelation. Yes,
But
general revelation.
Are they damned?
No, there's a doctrine of general revelation where
That's what I'm saying.
righteousness is written on the hearts for those who haven't been
Exactly. That's what Jack's talking
confronted
about.
with Jesus.
But that's what Jack's talking about.
Jack has
natural
been
law.
confronted with Jesus, and therefore he is responsible for
He
how
hasn't
his
been
response now.
dude. He hasn't been in the present. Stop, dude. He's saying he feels an emotional connection to the Spirit.
Whose
That is
spirit?
what we should all feel lucky enough. If Jack feels that and
Whose
it makes
spirit?
him live a life closer to Christ's message and teachings, we should all be so lucky.
Okay,
It's
I
all
wish
about
he would
love,
just
man.
follow what
Thank
Jesus
you.
said.
Thank
I wish he would just believe what Jesus said. That's
He
all.
does.
you-
But he does. But
No, he
remember,
doesn't.
hold on. Yeah, he does. He does. He
No, he
believes
doesn't.
that through loving your neighbor as yourself.
He doesn't believe Jesus is the
What
only
was
way
the
to the
hold on? But
Father, and
what?
it's a problem.
God, Zill.
Zill, what did he say? What was Christ's commandments? Love the Father above
Father,
all,
with all your heart, soul, and mind, and loving your neighbor
and
as
love your
yourself.
neighbor as
There are no
yourself.
commandments greater than these.
And so, does that not in itself, if he does that, go through Christ?
Does that go through Christ? That follows Christ's teachings.
No,
But
but
Christ also says he's the only way to the Father. This
and
is
that
very
doing those
important.
two things is living through Christ.
No, you're not gonna just say you're
No,
following.
I'm not. I'm
all
giving
of
you
what
Catholic
Jesus
dogma.
said.
I'm giving you Roman Catholic dogma.
Well,
That is
that's great
beautiful.
for you.
Zill,
You're not just gonna.
please,
Uh-huh.
if you would pause and consider what's being said.
Uh-huh.
I bet there'd be resolve found.
All right, let me pause.
Remember,
and
Zill,
consider.
what happened to Peter? Did he believe?
was crucified upside down, wasn't
No,
he?
no, no. That's not what I'm asking. Jack, can I have a second with him on this? Would you mind?
Please
Okay.
do.
First, Peter denied Christ's divinity 3 times before the cock crowed,
Oh
right?
yeah, that was a bad look.
And then
That was a bad day for Peter.
second, when Christ asked Peter, "Agape me," do you know what agape me means?
That's
It's love.
unconditional love that only the Father has.
And what did Peter say?
He said, "I different kind of love you."
I can't
forget,
love you
though.
like that. I don't know if I can. So what did
Yeah.
Christ do?
I forget.
Phile me. Do you love me like a brother? And he said,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So questioning and having that hearting to understand, is he God? Is he like, how do I it's about, do you love Christ? Do you live his message? And do you spread the commands that he told you?
Right. And do you believe when Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, no one comes to
That
the Father
is
except
the
through
way,
me"?
the truth, and the light.
What
Right.
about
That revelation of
That's what he
living
means.
loving the Father with all your heart, your soul,
How am I being
and
misunderstood
then loving your neighbor as yourself is going through Christ.
How am I being misunderstood here?
Because you're
to know.
saying he has to go out there and say, "I believe everything of Christ," and this is exactly that. That's not. You could say that. That doesn't mean you're following Christ.
No,
If
you
you
just don't
follow,
like this verse. You just
No,
don't like this
he
verse.
does like that.
No.
He agrees
You
with
don't
the
like
verse.
it.
He
No,
agrees
it's
with the
true.
verse. He
Yes.
agrees that through Christ, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No one goes to the Father except through me. Now, how do you go through Christ? You live through the commandments that he imposed. That is how you go before Christ and are allowed through the Father. If you accord to those commandments.
We're called to obey. We're called
those
to obey.
commandments above all.
Yes.
Yeah,
Chill
I know
out.
we're called to obey.
Zill.
Come on, guys.
Consider this, please, because you do. You seek to obey. But consider the distinction between obedience and one who abides by the Father's love, abides by the holy priest, right? That's who Jesus is. He's the true Son of God for the in between for us. I'm not arguing that stuff, Zill. I'm really not.
Okay.
Not saying that Christ isn't the way to the Father. He's saying that the way he's doing it is in accurate accordance to what Christ commanded.
No, but as I've explained, and as you see the text of my video, Jesus is
okay. My question would be this: I'm assuming you're Jack. Can I ask him a couple of questions here? Would I be able to get to his
How am I
epistemology
misunderstood here?
I'm assuming though you're Protestant, correct?
Yes.
So I would argue then, how, if you, as your dogma, okay, you believe through faith alone, but one man's faith, okay, if one man's faith is equal to another man's faith, you can't argue with that if they are truly enlightened by the Spirit. That's why Protestants have 30.
Not equal to another.
It
man's
is.
faith.
No, it is. That's why you have 35,000 churches.
Who told you that?
That's why Protestants have.
No.
Hold on, bro. Listen to what you're saying.
Oh my God.
Still, hold on.
No. What about the parable of the vines that grow, and some will grow 30-fold, some will multiply 60, some 90? Not everybody's faith is the same. Where do you get that from?
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is that if there is true faith alone, that person believes in divine salvation through faith alone, you cannot argue that they do not have the same equal justification that you do.
It's faith in who? It's faith in Jesus that matters. Hello.
Yeah, and that's what he's saying. Like, see, Dilla, you're just making arguments to argue at this point.
I just want to elaborate a few different directions because I got to go. I'm glad that, I mean, for the most part, in trolling and spurging on this community, I align with Imperius. I'm glad that he said he's spouting Roman Catholic doctrine, because that's works over faith deception.
Yeah.
And
no.
And even though, hold on. And even though we do say faith over works, it's unto good works. So through your faith, you will good works, but you don't receive salvation through them. And an
Right.
example of that is the thief on the cross that could never rectify his life of crime, and he still did the thing.
Right.
But the only, okay, so there's two parallels. There's the thief on the cross that he was just like, hey, you're that dude, like we're trying to tell Jack, and that's the way. But then also when they'll say, Lord, oh Lord, we did these things in your name, we cast demons out, and he'll say, I knew ye not. He doesn't say they didn't do those things. And that's very sobering, I think.
We believe in salvation through faith alone, but faith is manifested through works. Mark said, I mean, it says,
Yeah, we're known by our fruits.
in Mark, it says,
Everybody,
faith
yeah.
without works is death.
Yeah, we know that, but we do good works out of love for God, not out of
Yes,
obligation
exactly.
for
Yes, it's not
salvation.
it's not of the obligation. If you're doing something to try to just earn your way by doing works, you'll never earn your way into heaven. Your balance of what the amount of good can do can never equal to the original sin of what you're born with. Only through
Right.
Christ's grace are you allowed salvation.
Right, and only through Jesus, which is my point. Why are you fighting?
Exactly, and that's what he's saying.
Why are
He's
you
saying
fighting me
that
on
through Christ, no, he's saying that through Christ's grace, he's living through amicably
No.
and accurately living under those commands to hopefully receive Christ's grace.
See, Imperius, you're missing how sneaky Jack is being, because
He's not. I haven't
to
heard him say
claim
anything.
Jesus. He wants to claim Jesus, but he doesn't claim that Jesus is the only way, and that's what I'm calling out.
Yes,
So
he
you can't
does.
claim Jesus.
He believes that those two commands are
No,
the only
he
way.
believes in multiple ways to heaven. Ask him yourself, Imperius.
He doesn't believe that if you worship a tree, you're going to get to
him
heaven.
yourself,
Jack, do you believe if you worship a tree, you're going to go to heaven, Jack?
No.
Jack, do you believe if you worship yourself, you're going to go to heaven, Jack?
No, but heaven can be found in the tree. Heaven can be found in the self.
Yeah. Yes,
You
but
hear that
as in
garbage?
worshiping that as God
Okay.
as the center of the universe and worshiping yourself as the center of the universe.
So he did say
Did you
the
find
tree.
salvation in that, Jack? Because Jack,
Yes.
Jack, I use pictures, idols to focus my prayer
That's crazy.
on God.
That's
Now,
against
doesn't
the
that
Ten Commandments.
can't you do
Bug.
that with like what do you mean? Harnessing your focus to not be distracted by
You
something
should
is a
not have
wrong thing.
idols. What are
So
you-
wait,
are
so
you
wait. When
crazy?
Moses said, "Pray upon this staff to heal you,"
Pray.
was that wrong? Was that
Look
wrong? Sir?
upon the staff. Look
Uh-huh.
upon. What is
No,
wrong
and
with
have
you?
faith in it. Didn't
Have
he
you
say and have
lost your
faith in
mind?
it? Didn't
Stop
he also
twisting the
say have faith
scriptures.
in it? Did he not say also have faith? If you look
Stop
upon this staff and have
twisting
faith in it, you shall be healed. Correct?
I wasn't there to hear him say that.
Well, that's
I
what the
wasn't
gospel
there.
said. Well, that's what the gospel said,
This
and I'll
is out
believe
of
the
control.
gospel.
This is out of control.
The gospel
not
literally
twist
said,
the scriptures.
dude, or not the gospel. Sorry, the
You're
Genesis
out of
said.
control, Imperius.
Genesis literally says that it was said. Moses said, "Look upon this staff and have faith in it, and you shall be healed."
Yeah,
For the
there's
power
something
of the one
amazing.
true God.
Imperius,
Yeah,
there's
Moses
something
was a
amazing
prophet of
that
God.
when you read the Gospels of Jesus, there are people who are like, if I touch your cloak, will you heal my child, right? And and Jesus says, yes, if you believe so, right?
If you believe in me.
Right. It actually has nothing to do with the staff. It has nothing to do with believing in Jesus. It all has to do with if you truly believe, and it's all through the Bible. If you believe in God so much that if you do that action, He will do this back. It's all about the belief. It's not actually that the touching of Jesus' cloak is what healed them.
No, it's the
belief
faith you have.
that
He
touching
says the power
Jesus'
of your
cloak
faith
is what
No,
healed
Jesus
them,
said,
right?
"Your faith has made you well."
What did he?
Isn't
Hold on.
that
What did he
said?
say to the woman? What did he say to the woman that touched his staff to heal herself?
Staff?
The power of your faith has
right?
moved
You
me.
admit it,
The
right? As
power
long as
of
you
your
believe that the
faith
staff
has
will heal
moved
you,
me.
it will heal you, right? But you have to
He
have the
said
belief. The whole thing
he
is all
said
about the belief.
Faith in who, Imperius?
Exact-
Faith in
faith
who?
that God
No,
will
faith
do it.
in Jesus.
100%.
It's but
Oh
hold
my
on, but hold
goodness.
on. The apostles themselves didn't necessarily know
Wow.
that Jesus was God. But they knew that he was the one that was messaging God.
They did at one point. Jesus said, "Who do
When? Hold on, but
who
when?
do people
Because
say that I am?"
after, hold on, They only
Dude, you
Peter,
don't know the
James, and
Bible. You need to shut
yeah,
up.
you need to read yours. Only Peter, James,
I
and
have
John
read it.
truly believed after the transformation on the mount. And Jesus specifically said, "Do
Transfiguration.
not tell the others of this until after the Son of Man has risen." Why?
Okay, and
Faith. Faith.
That would be an amazing thing to like
what is your point?
be one of the apostles and know what it was like. Like I can't even imagine what was going through their brains.
They freaked out. He tried to build tents. He was like, "Let me build tent for each
No,
of
it
you."
was those
He
three.
didn't know
No,
what to
they
do.
tried.
He didn't know what to
It was
do.
those three. It wasn't the other apostles.
Yeah,
It was
we
the
have to make,
three,
we have
the
to make some
center, the
assumptions,
circle,
right?
the close
It was
circle.
Peter and John, wasn't it?
No,
Wasn't it
Peter, James, and John.
No. There was only two. Until the
No, I
Transfiguration.
suggest you read again.
There's Peter, James,
It's
and
the brothers
John.
of Thunder and Peter, the close
Brothers
Are
inner
of
you
circle.
guys
Thunder.
arguing? Are you guys arguing out of love, or are you
I'm
arguing
arguing out of
ego?
love
Out-
that I
Okay,
want for
out-
him to
I
know the
said out of
truth.
love
I can
or
turn
ego.
down a little bit.
Which
Fine.
one?
But
That
you
I
better
want him
stop
to know the
twisting
truth.
scripture.
Love or ego?
Love. Because only through truth can you find love.
Yeah, and, I mean, and this is kind of my contestment with everybody here, right? Is that, as I said, I think Zill and I are on the same page, right? We believe our faiths. I think we're in line. So, like, Zill and I are not going to have an argument about this. However, we could have, and I brought this up before, we could have a Mormon on here, we could have a Christian on here, we can have a Eastern Orthodox on here. Sorry, when I said Christian, I actually meant Catholic. We could have the Mormon, and we could have a Jehovah's Witness, right? And we're all going to argue some semantics, right? But I don't understand why we actually have to argue the semantics. I think it's Sunday. I think it's a good day, and I think we can just like positively lift each other than criticizing. And I know some people in chat are like, Jesus, Jason,
This is a waste of time.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
this
thank
is
you, Jack.
important,
Thank you, Jack. Jack, you're right, Jack. Thank you. I apologize. I didn't mean to. I just, Jack, I think we all should seek peace and truth. You know what I mean? And I think that is kind of what I'm trying. Like, he could look. People are open to believe what they want. I'm not going to force any, but we're not living, in the 1500s. But I think we do need to like be honest. And I think when we are encountered truth and we feel like our ego pushing back, me, whoever, it doesn't like we fight that a lot. And I think a lot of the times we need to take pause in that immediate reactions we have, Jack, to things. You know what I mean? That a lot of the times our immediate emotional reactions aren't necessarily the correct way to feel. What do you think about that, Jack?
That's exactly what I've been learning quite a bit. The practice of surrender. It really is the path of self-mastery and self-control. You got to pause yourself, right? To be with the stillness, to be with that comfort of being. And with that, we're with God and a clear mind. And then the loving answers can be found. But we were born into a world that's hectic and everyone's in competition. And so we're all fighting to be heard. I'm hoping to change some of this. A lot of
We all
this.
just want to belong, Jack. We all want to belong.
We do.
Human
Speaking
beings
of,
have a desire to belong, Jack.
speaking of, there's someone in the back I'm not familiar with. I'm gonna take a and they disappeared. So this live streaming, well, there they are. Lily, do you please?
Lucifer.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Lily, something
Yeah.
you want to bring or offer?
Oh, I'm just coming here to talk.
Oh, she sounds British. I like that accent. She sounds British. Are you British, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm British.
Oh, I love it, Jack. I love the accent. Don't you love British accents? I think they're like proper and stuff. I like the
Is
accents,
she
Jack.
from India?
No, I'm not from India. I'm from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Have you been tuned in here long or you new here?
No, I'm new here.
What can we know about you, Lily? Please. The topic is love, relationships, and communities. You're welcome here.
I
What can
see
we know?
namaste, namaste.
What can we know about you, please?
You mean about me?
Sure.
Well, I have pets.
How old are you,
All right.
Lily? Like, what part of Britain do you live in?
I'm never certain. Please, Lily.
Well, I'm from the countryside.
All right. Are you, how old are you? Are
Why'd you
you,
ask?
well, just out of curiosity. There's typically often adult conversations here, often inappropriate for more sensitive ears, and I just don't want to cause offense or or corrupt anyone who's not open for that or up for that.
Oh, I appreciate you having a concern for me.
There's comments in the chat that you're a child and that I should not have children here.
No, I'm not. I just have a young voice.
Well, can you tell us what year you were born in?
Okay, I'll tell, but if I say, you'll just say I'm lying and kick me off.
No, we just want to hear you. Look, we'll believe you if you say it. We just want to hear, like, that we know you're not a child. I mean, you do sound like very young, and we're not saying it's a bad
Well,
thing.
it's
You could
because of
you could be a,
hormones. It's a
no. I
hormone thing.
understand. No, I'm not saying you're. Like, I'm not attacking you. We would just like to hear it.
I'm a
so-
nice guy, but Jack, I would say just drop her. It's either trolling or it's unsafe.
I'm
And
not trolling.
so, welcome.
Yeah, Jack. The resistance to just say, "Hey, I'm 20," is kind of, yeah.
Yeah. The other side of that, though, is I am truly a man of faith. I trust that the universe brings forth, information and opportunities, options for us to consider, to deal with. I was uncertain of Lily's intentions when she joined, but I'm not so sure that even if she's young, her parents are her responsibility, or she is her parents' responsibility, guardians. But I mean, the intention of what I'm hoping to have is wholesome conversations about love, healthy relationships, communities, right? God and love. Those are the things I'm talking about.
I would agree with, but young people don't really know about that yet. They're very isolated from the community, those kind of relations. I'm not saying, Jack, I understand where you're aiming, but if she is young, it's kind of a bet because it will stifle the conversation with people like who are interacting with the larger world. A young person
Yeah.
only interacts with their family, their close friends, their school. That's all I was saying, Jack. It's more for a conversational sake too. It's not just a content sake, but conversationally, it's hard. How are we going to talk about like jobs or going to work or people losing people, and through death or through hardships when a young person doesn't have any kind of, understanding of those things, Jack. Not that they're stupid, no, but that they just haven't been, that's all I'm saying, Jack.
Well, so let me offer. Lily, what would you say for yourself? What do you think?
In what context?
In the context of what you heard, do you have greater explanation what you hope to gain or offer while you're here?
I just offered to talk and ask how people are.
All right. And with your reluctance of age, I think maybe it is best for me to try and protect innocence. Okay. So, Lily, thank you for swinging through. I'm gonna play it safe with the suggestions of others.
Well, and you have a lot of enemies, Jack. You never know if you're being set up by people, or Jack. There's a lot of dark people out on the internet that may try to set you up with something. You know what I mean, Jack? So let's just keep Mr. Talcott and his environment safe. I think we just stay clear of all that.
Yeah.
There's some sick people out there, Jack. I mean, they send like they send porn bombers to people. You've seen that, Jack. So I mean, they would, they might send like the little kids to come talk to you, so then take your channel down saying you're harming kids or harming. You know what I mean, Jack? There's vengeful people out there, man.
Look at this, man. No matter what I do, I get criticism.
Yeah, you're gonna, Jack, but that's the thing. You can't pay attention to the chat. The chat is like the manifestation of everybody's shadow. You know what I mean? Like, of all the things everybody wants to say, but no, it's not societally acceptable, they dump it into chat.
Sorry, is this Jack's church?
Could be.
Jack, would you let Lily live with you if Lily needed a place?
There would be a lot of other options we could
Yeah, I
find.
know. I don't want no kid living at my house. Get out of here. I don't want some brat living at my. It's not that I don't like kids, but I don't want a little rugrat. I don't have any kids. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I wasn't asking you, Imperious, but
why would you ask Jack that? Do you think Jack? Are you insinuating Jack as an attraction?
No, I'm not.
Jack, do you see the negative subtext here, Jack? Do you see the negative passive aggressive insinuation here? Look, if you have the balls, just say Jack's a P or whatever, a PDF, and then say it. At least if you have the courage to accuse Jack, just say it.
It's like the infamous question. Like, if I asked you, El Diablo, to stop beating your kids, would you?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like either way, you're set up to lose.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, just a dumb question.
That's a dumb question, Vibe. What would Jesus
I agree. Thank you.
Well, you're asking dumb questions, Vibe. Get it together.
My point.
Look at Diablo. We know you're a devil, but you got to kind of, if you're going to troll, you got to troll a little better than that. Poor Jack is an innocent.
I'm not trolling. I'm not a troll.
Like, Jack is an innocent soul. He's just hearing. So you're the kind of person that, like, Jack is walking around, like, he'd be the kind of guy that would just give people hugs throughout the day, and you'd be the sick person that would, like, call the cops and saying he's essaying people. Like, that's the problem. You can't have any kind of, like, honest.
Take it back. Say you're sorry.
Well, I didn't say you did it. I say you're the kind of person that
I would never do that. You don't know me at all.
Look, when I think of Jack, you ever heard of Dave Matthews Band, Jack? You know the band, Jack? Dave Matthews. Remember that music video Every Day where the dudes walked around and just hugs people? Did you ever see that music video for Every Day? That song, he's kind of like, Jack, you would love that song. Like, that's a great song. Like, lift me up, love, from the bottom. On the top, love. Come on, Jack. Like that's like your song.
Who's Patriot Hub in the chat? They asked Jack something. Jack, who is Patriot Hub, if you don't mind telling me? I saw their question.
That's proper instruction motivates people, Paul.
Oh, that's Paul. Okay, I didn't recognize
You knew that.
No,
that's
I didn't.
Why you targeted him for some reason.
I'm not targeting. I just saw...
You're a peculiar one. You deflected the conversation again to something completely arbitrary. I mean, it was important to you.
No, I was listening to Imperious ramble on for about an hour.
I am long-winded. I'm sorry. It's my job. Okay? Like, I'm usually long-winded. Sorry about that, Jack.
It's all right. We're all learning. But seriously, the greatest lesson I think we're all here to learn is when to shut up and listen.
Jack, I didn't know if that was Moose or Landry or Paul or who it was. I honestly didn't remember.
It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. Here, you should be able to tell now because your masters have you by the balls and afraid of your own shadow.
That sounds like Paul.
That sounds like Enslavius, Paul. That sounds like Enslavius is what that's.
That doesn't sound like Moose.
Yeah, it's Enslavius talking about how he's some kind of like sovereign citizen, whatever. Jack, that makes me sick. Jack, what I think is we all follow rules, whether it's from God all the way down. You know, Jack, there's
Yes,
rules for everybody. We got, but look,
yes, and uh,
and I think we do the best we can. We're not perfect, but we try to strive. Yeah, Jack, we're one people in progress.
yes.
Nobody's perfect, Jack.
Well,
Well,
together,
Jesus is. But you know
yeah,
what I mean? We can strive for perfection, Jack.
yes.
That's submission.
Submission to perfection. That's the
Exactly.
key.
Exactly. Stop fighting the tide, Jack. That's what I say.
That's beautiful, man. Here's something though I want to press back against you, because I can imagine you and Paul Unslavius having some disagreements together. There is a place for rules and order. However, to follow Jesus, that dude was a radical, man. He changed the world, transformed it forever through his non-obedience, non-compliance, due to his wisdom and power.
No, I agree. What I'm saying, there's man-made rules and there's divine orders. You know, I'm like man-made. Like we're humans. None of us are perfect, so no rule we're gonna make is perfect.
But we can fix them.
You know, yeah,
Certainly
we're
will.
striving for perfection, Jack. We strive to get better.
Imperious, perfect. I didn't even think about that. You do have the legal mind. Why do we allow secrecy to be legal? That's corruption by man's design.
It is. We want that because it allows for some people to gain advantage, and then they feed off of that, Jack. It's human desires and human manipulation, Jack. It's us. We do it to ourselves, Jack.
But
I think what just went on here was a perfect example of what legal society creates. A bunch of grown men who are so scared of having a child around because of how they're going to be perceived and potentially prosecuted and persecuted, that they literally throw the child out, won't even hear what the child wants, or maybe
Jack did that.
I'm not.
Didn't I make the argument?
Let's
about
be
this,
clear.
The
Let's be
conversation.
clear. I'm not saying Jack doesn't have some responsibility and accountability. With that said, I just watched a whole chat and panel almost lose their minds because supposedly, theoretically, no one even knows at this point what it was or it wasn't. Maybe a child was around a bunch of adults, right?
Right.
This is what happens when you're on a slave book all day, every day, where everyone's a pedo all day, every day.
That's not what I was saying.
We're now scared of our own shadows around children.
That's not what we said.
You think we're going to do community with that kind of perspective and that kind of energy? We can't have grown people around children anymore because everybody's going to fuck them, right?
No, that's not what we said.
That child, right? That's
what's
going to happen.
That's on your mind. That's on your mind.
That was in your and everyone else's mind. No, and if you're going to deny it in front of my face, then you're going to be even more full of shit and insult my intelligence even more than you're already going to, as we already know, right? Because we know who and what you are and how you live. You lie for a living.
You can't have a productive conversation with a child
all day, every day. We know who and what you are.
Paul, you seem real riled up. Are you manic right now, Paul? You seem very manic, Paul. You okay? Are you okay, Paul? You seem manic.
I seem a bit painless today and inspired.
You seem
today.
a bit manic.
I seem a bit inspired and pain-free today, so I'm a bit raring to go.
Good.
I just had a great interview with someone as well.
Glad to hear you're fired up, and I'm glad, man.
Paul,
Vibe's talking to us, but he's muted if he's talking.
Yeah, Paul, did you not talk? Did you not hear that I said I just? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I apologize. Through that whole instance, I was actually thinking, as a parent of 3 kids, I actually kind of want to back up Paul here, right? So I'm at the playground. I've got an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 21-year-old, right? And I'll see a kid like hung upside down, tangled up in a swing. And I'll look around. He's like asking me for help. And I'll look around. And I was like, where's your parent? Because I can't help you until your parent acknowledges that I'm not a PDF. And like, right?
It's completely fucked up.
I'm so scared. Even though I have no intention, I just want to help the kid. I'm so scared that if I go up to somebody else's kid and help them, that parents can be like, why are you touching my kid? Right? We've gotten to this point in society. To your point, Paul, 100%. How can we have community when I have no ill intention when helping a kid, that I have to actually look for the parent and go, hey, your kid's struggling. Can I help them? right? And of course, their parents on the phone, right? Not even paying attention to their kid. So we are in a weird world where we have to kind of reverse these dynamics and be able to trust people. But it's become an untrustworthy world too. If I see somebody go up to my kid trying to help my kid, and I'm not on my phone,
my
I'm gonna be
point
like,
is,
what is
if
their
the
intention,
premise,
right?
I'm a bit inspired right now, so forgive me if I'm abrasive or I'm cutting you off or whatever else, or not, because I'm an asshole. But
No, you're
it's
fine.
like, if this is Jack's Live Without Fear and he's a quote unquote godly man and a life coach, and we have responsible, accountable people around here, then what are we scared of and worried about would be my question. And why wouldn't we think we would actually be a source of motivation, inspiration, or potentially a comfort for a young person who we have no idea why they were here, what they're seeking, what they may be going through, and what sort of avenues they don't have access to in their own life, right? Like the Joshua situation. They're still down there bringing up Joshua with me and whoever else. I don't know what went on with others. I've been told about it, but that's the way I saw it, right? And I knew I was supposed to throw him out because we don't know how old he is and it's a threat to all of us. But these youngsters may be coming here for something, as Jack said originally, along the lines of the trust and faith idea, right? And we may actually have something to offer them other than PDF activity that we should all be scared of. That's all I was saying.
Other than you,
sir. That is the bottom line.
No, I enunciated what my argument was.
That is the bottom line. I
enunciated to the individual.
Idea is that either
you must have not been hearing the show. You might. No. I don't want to be. I don't want to be accused of a PDF, Jack.
It's not just you.
You're making it all about you. Okay? When I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about a chat, as I said, for the second or third time that just lost its mind and was intimating certain things. I'm not saying you are that. I'm saying the opposite. As much as I think that you're a low-life lying scum for a check, I don't think you were going to do anything to that child.
Okay, but I enunciated that, and I think a lot of the chat agreed with me. They said, look, there's only so much you can discuss in an intelligent conversation with a child. There's limitations there on experience, a knowledge of the world. And it's just not you're not going to have Socrates speaking with a 5-year-old.
Maybe, okay, I'll take a step back. I'll say this. Maybe I'm projecting because when I grew up, and maybe that's why I'm not a great person according to a lot of people, because I didn't grow up in a world where this was a thing. We were around older people all of our lives. We had to take the good with the bad, and we had to learn from what we saw and heard, right? That was part of growing up and being a human being. So that's the only
me too. I agree, but my adults also said, kid, go run around and do something.
I'm ready to bring up
pretty simple, right? I mean, maybe that person.
I'm ready to bring up the young person and show that that a young person may be more capable of actually engaging in polite conversation than you idiot fools up here. Come on now. Can we be better examples, please? I mean, should I bring up the child to see what's going on? Imperious.
Sure, if you want, and then what happens, don't complain about it, Jack. That's all I'm saying. There's consequences to every action.
You guys can judge me for this, but if my 8-year-old came up on this channel and Jack kicked her off, I would thank Jack, right? Not because I'm in control of my daughter's conversations and what she wants to say. Jack is not, right? So whether she had something to say or not, and whether she was of age or not, I mean, first off, I think the accent was fake. Second off, I think it was some fishing there. But if I was wrong and she really was somebody, she shouldn't be reaching out to this panel for help.
So Vibe, if somebody is under legal age of 18, let's say, because that's all that this is where the morals are set by legalism, that anyone under than 18 is a minor and they don't have access to anyone over a certain age. If that little girl or boy, whoever it was, came in here and got to a point where they said, I'd like to know, is it proper for XYZ to happen, and revealed to you that maybe they needed help, she can't go anywhere to seek counsel from grown people who may have her best interest in mind, who are not going to cause her any loss, injury, and harm? And
Here,
if so, why is
here
that
is
the
where I'm
case?
going
Who
to
did that?
100%
Who
agree
made it that
and
way?
disagree with you at the same time, right? So yes, maybe we think we are like we could actually guide that person without PDF intentions and give good moral aspects, but we don't know if that's the morals of her parents, right? And therefore, we may be going 100% against what her parents are bringing her up as. And so, yes, I agree. I think if she was like, "Hey, I'm really struggling with this," I'd love to give her great advice, and I with no crazy intentions. But I don't know if that's my place, right?
You don't think that a being who responded just strict to the point, he or she literally said in what context, that doesn't strike you as a person who's of age of reason, regardless of who or what's trying to, according to you, control them and keep them as a hermit? That being didn't strike you as a being who's of the age of reason, legalities aside?
Here's the thing, Paul, right? She can show up on any panel, right? And I know, Paul, you're a Christian, right? What if she showed up on a
I don't call myself that. I don't ascribe
I
to any
apologize.
label, right? No, you didn't offend me either. It's not something you have to apologize for.
But let's just say that like there's somebody online that you are 100% everything they're about, right? What if she showed up on their panel? I mean, as a parent, wouldn't you want to be like a little bit in control?
I can't answer that honestly, Vibe, because it'd be hypocritical. I'm not a parent, and for me to try to imagine what it's like to be a parent and pretend that I could would probably be foolish of me and arrogant, right? Jack is a parent. Keith
and maybe it's a little bit arrogant of me as well. I mean, I'm thinking of my children, and
let me answer the Vibe. Doing the simulation,
if she had a problem,
doing the simulation, no, I wouldn't actually. No, I wouldn't, because honestly, they probably hear worse at school or around their uncles and their aunts, right? And I don't see anything overwhelmingly abusive or depraved going on here today in that moment, especially.
I agree.
that the being needed to be protected and shielded from, right? It's like in one moment, everyone here became a monster that had to protect themselves and each other from themselves and each other. I just didn't like the vibe, and I watched how everyone in the group down in chat was projecting that onto Jack and others.
Well, I mean,
I watched him not even be able to make a decision on what he wanted to do from his heart because he was seeing the fucking group dynamic and the swirling of all the reptiles and the.
Let's just pretend that she was a child. Are we her parents? And do we have the right to tell her our opinions, or do her parents have that right? And that's where
I'm a pretty old school, old soul, I guess, because I'm about freedom and I'm about life is what it is, and you can't keep everybody from everybody their whole life. You got to let everybody live and be who and what they are.
That's why we grow up.
And if we're not doing anything wrong and untoward, we have nothing to have a guilty mind or heart about, and we shouldn't let the system and its mechanisms and these groups make us live and think and feel that way, especially if we want to do community. And I'm going to leave it at that.
And Paul, it's funny how we started off agreeing in this, because I actually 100% agreed with you in that the sense that I shouldn't be scared to help a child on the playground, right?
Right,
so
Rob, and that was my point, man. If I was just off on some shit right now,
I kind of want to let the parents have the parents' view, even if I think the parent is wrong. And I will talk to the parent about that, but I mean, that's just kind of where I go with it. But I think overall,
I'll leave it at that with you. The point I was trying to make is exactly the point you made back to me. And then I'm going to keep, because I don't want to take up all the time here. The point is that's mainly what I was inspired to make the point of. You told me when you're at the park, you've now been made to feel afraid to interact with your fellow man and youngsters and progeny because of how we're going to be guilted and projected onto that we're all in the Epstein files. I'm fucking sick of it. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, it totally hits your point. Like, how can we become a community when even at a park, as a parent, I'm scared to help somebody else's child? How can we become a community? It's a tough question.
So a good answer, in my perspective, Jack, is if you come across this again, have a series of questions lined up that would be pertinent to finding out what the true aspect, like you attempted to do. What was she here for? How old is she? If she's underage, do her parents know that she's here? Whatever. Generate some kind of set of questions that you can show that you're abiding by the moral standards that you're supposed to doing some kind of review to make sure on your part. That's it. That way you don't have to worry about the chat and the panel and their disagreement. You've got it set in your mind. I agree with Paul. If you're going to live without fear, then you shouldn't let other people put you in that fear. but be prepared next time by having a series of questions. That's all.
And I think Jack handled that pretty well. He asked, he's like, "What are you here for?" Right? I think he handled it perfectly. Jack's like, no, what happened?
Well, what I'm noticing and observing, you see how fear distracts, deflects, takes over everything. People's fears. Fears drive our opinions, our anxiousness. It's fascinating. It is truly fascinating the way that life unfolds itself.
Jack, may I chime in for a moment?
Please do.
I've been patient and trying not to say too much today. I've been trying to be quiet and listen. But I don't think that these channels are a place for minders. And I did earlier ask respectfully, what would Jesus do? And I think Imperious or somebody just started talking over me when he was here. He didn't seem to want that question asked, even though he claims to be a Christian. That's what I don't understand about Christians.
Okay.
What's wrong with the question, what would Jesus do in a situation?
I don't know. I'm not looking for problems as much as I am solutions. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody?
I
Can we
think that
move
is
on from
I
that
don't even know
topic,
why all of you
please?
took that long to fucking get rid of a child on an adult panel.
Oh, I was just gonna say, can we move on from the topic?
Agreed. I'm going to remove a grown child from this adult panel.
Yeah.
Golly, geez, man. Our world, the world we were born into, everyone has been conditioned that we've got to do everything on our own. That's a partial truth. Okay. The whole truth is God created all of us because we need each other. We need each other so much, right? We are all a part of the body of Christ. When we unite together, it is the return of Christ. We are here to bring forth the new kingdom, right? And God is placed in the church. That's all of us. First of all, apostles, second, prophets, teachers, miracles, gifts of healing, helping, of guidance, of different kinds of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? Do all have gifts of healing? Do all speak in tongues? Do all interpret? I believe that we do. I believe we all have these gifts of communicating, of intuiting, of whatever, our mind and our bodies, the spirits of who we are. Guys, God is with us. Christ is to be lived through us, right? And then to be with Christ is to be with love, fully loving God, loving everything. If you love God, you love everything. If you say you love God and don't love your neighbor, you're wrong. You're lying to yourself.
Right. If you have hatred for your brother in your heart, God is not in you. That's in the scriptures, right?
So we should strive to be Christ-like, be like Christ?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, if you're a Christian, yeah.
Well, what if you're not a Christian? Why do you put that on it? What if Paul
Well,
said he
if
doesn't use the label
well,
Christian?
if you strive to be like Christ, then you are a Christian. So I guess I was
There
just
you go.
saying it's
So
different.
then, like you just did, and all the other supposed Christians in chat, if a child wandered in here, you would immediately throw them out because your heart was so filled with fear about the worldly authorities were going to project onto you that you couldn't have that interaction. I'm pretty sure your scripture says.
Here's what I would do.
Your scripture says to have the
I have
heart
an
and
answer.
spirit of faith, not of fear.
I have an answer if you'd
So
shut
I
up.
think that what just happened was a great simulation.
I have an
Because
answer
not
if
only
you
were
would
the
be
world
quiet.
these legalists up in their fear and in arms and defensive and reactive, but the Christians were as well, because you're one and the same and you have the same spirit, and it is not that of love. So
Okay.
that's why I brought it to this
Well,
panel, because Mr.
that's your
Talcott talks
opinion,
about love
Paul.
regularly. That
Thank
was
you
not
for your
loving for
opinion.
that being.
I may share mine now
Let
because
him-
you be quiet, Paul. I
Please,
would say
please.
You
handling
came on
this-
my broadcast to cut me off
Please.
there yesterday. So I
He
will
does
finish and then
that.
you will
You
go.
needed me there, Paul.
Paul,
Calm
According
down.
to
he's
you,
annoying.
you're another
You needed
imperious.
me.
You're your own biggest
You
fan.
needed me there. Hold on.
Sure.
This is
Zill.
about.
Zill.
We all need Zillzone, the unnamed and unfaced.
Here's what I had to
Another
say about
coward.
You gotta have your regular drunk.
Let
It's
him
easier.
get what he
it's
was going to
eas-
say.
It's easier to just kick the person in question to avoid it and move on, and then we don't have to continue talking about it. It's just to protect innocence and err on the side of caution.
No, protect innocence is your
Err
code.
on the side
You
of
just
caution to
said what your
protect innocence.
philosophy is. It's easier on you to not do the right thing and do
Err
what you're
on the
told,
side of
because then
caution
you
and
may not
move
have to
on.
fucking stand for yourself and explain yourself before your authorities one day.
Err
It's
on the
all
side of
that
caution
is.
and move on.
It's all it
You
is,
can't
and you
move
ain't
on.
fooling nobody that you're a bunch of child protectors and
You
you're so
can't move
decent.
on.
You're just
You can't move on.
cowards. That's the bottom line.
Err on the side
This-
of caution.
Here,
Shut up and move
Despite
on, Paul.
Please
the
pause.
Greetings, Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Man,
Welcome, brother. How
what's
you
up,
doing
Austin?
I'm good, Jack. How you doing?
today? Feeling blessed, man.
Paul, remember what I told you yesterday.
Zill, you've got to learn to back off, please.
I stand
Paul,
on
maybe
my
you too.
principles, Jack. You got to respect that.
Not when you're just being an asshat and
Well,
making
sometimes I
your
can do that.
principles
Yeah,
the
sometimes I'm
excuse.
doing that. Okay.
I know, but you don't have to be. There doesn't have to be
But I
bad
can't be
Christian.
not me. I have to be me, Jack.
Be with Christ.
Yes.
Instead of the beer.
Yes, but okay, yeah. No, I know I drink. I know that.
Oh, that's right. That's
I know
right.
I struggle with
and
that.
hold on. I forgot all about that conversation. You did not follow up with me as we discussed, and I've been tolerating a lot of nonsense from you.
Wait, how did I not follow up? Because yesterday and the day before, I didn't
The
have
same way
anything
you
to
didn't
drink.
follow up right here, Mark 10:14. Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. It says nothing in there about it would be easier too.
But you know, bad conversations happen on this channel. So
Well,
it
then
is
guess
better to
what?
err
Maybe
on
we need to be better examples around these young ones if and when
Well,
they
the
do come in
channel-
here.
The channel needs to change before it's a safe space for children, Paul.
See, instead of you practice
Oh my
us
God.
getting better and being better, you want to throw them out so we can continue to be the disgusting
Paul,
creatures you project
know
onto
this
us.
is not a safe space for children to be.
I don't see
Paul.
anything unsafe going on here. I see a bunch of people talking.
The only reason it should be unsafe is because of people like you.
I'm going to take a break from the patterns of disagreements that Zill created.
Should I see my way out?
Well, you're all right. I've learned to love you beyond that.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Zill is a new one, dude. He just showed up recently and he's been so irritating, so argumentative, man. It's like,
You did need a new life coaching student, though, if we must admit. Freshening up around here.
He's
And a
insufferable.
little old life coach and snafu and Steven.
yeah, I can't get any of these folks to listen to me. But
Oh,
not
come
yet.
on, Paulie. Don't drag me into it.
I'm just teasing you, Steven. I don't have any issues with you as of late. As of late, we've been on decent terms, it seems.
We can be. And that's what I've been learning. That's what I've learned a long time ago. We can be on decent terms with each other. And when we are, there's less drama. There's less headaches. There's more opportunities. Austin, you joined and then
I was
never
gonna
got
say
to
something,
stream.
and then I got rudely interrupted by that fucking insane guy. No, I was in a good mood, and I wanted to join. I was just talking to my I just became an uncle not too long ago, so I was talking to my not talking to, but FaceTiming my little nephew and sister, and just enjoying the day, Jack. So wanted to stop in and say hi. That's all.
Good for you, man. Because that's really the goal. to enjoy the day. And congratulations, the expansion on family. And I tell you what, man, I got a big soft spot for babies. I just get lost in them when I see them. But
Yeah, he's 6 months old, so I'm planning on going down to SoCal and visiting him this summer.
that'll be amazing.
Yep.
It'll be amazing, man. And I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty sure great things they're coming together for me. You guys are here with me. We are the one. We are the one time that God has brought forth here on earth. And truly, after church today, I spent time with my sweet kitty, the one who traveled across the US with me in my car. And then I got fur all over me, so I went out on the fire escape out the window and enjoyed the afternoon sun. And sitting in the sun, right? And I tuned in. I was listening to another church sermon too, one from back home. Tuning in to the joys of the day, the sunshine on my skin, hearing the birds, the life, feeling the wind, right? We're here to live. And the only way to live is with love. If you're lost from love, you're dead. That's the truth. And we live in a world where people are lost from love. They're the dead living.
We didn't get sober to be miserable, right, Jack?
Amen. I struggled with that, Austin. Admittedly, that's part of my testimony. I got sober in March of 16, and I was still miserable, depressed, looking at bridges, thinking I could drive off pretty easy or do stupid stuff like that. But then the belief in something greater through meditation, prayer, through fellowship, God's grace. I mean, that's really what it was. My life transformed. And love is what transforms lives, guys. That's what I know. It all comes back to love. Love is seriously, look at that beast, man. Love is the path to heaven. It reveals it to us all.
Get down.
But if you look around you, really, God's country, what separates God's country from heaven?
Government.
But that's just make believe. Government is just pretend that people believe in. We don't have to believe in that anymore. We can believe in love. We can believe in God. We can believe in each other. And then through cooperation, right? We don't have to have government. We can have administration, because you do need some sort of rules and order. That's something I agree with Imperius about, you know? People are crazy if they don't know what rules to follow or where to go, what to do. People can be that way. But I'm telling you guys, what's going to work for all of us is to unite with other people who are on the same page as us, want to help us fix or solve whatever it is we're doing. Because in the end, that's what we are. God sent us all here to be together. What do you guys feel or think?
I'm feeling stoned right now, Jack, but on topic, relationship, love, and communities, that's always been a tough one for me. I've always been that lone wolf. But
it's what we've been taught.
One of the things that I have found in the last 10 years is that the metaversal community is more of a community, more of a family, more of a relationship to me than my own family right here locally, you know. So it's brought me to a different degree it's brought me to a different degree of relationship where I know a little bit more insight into other people's character without actually physically knowing them, but just by communications with them. And it's a tougher road. It's harder to get to know people on here.
That's sad, Keith. Were you always a loner, lone wolf, or always a short bus rider?
Now, Steven, you should know all about being a loner. What you just displayed right there was a perfect example. Instead of taking the opportunity to relate to Keith about how you're like him and I, many others here, very different from most, you took the opportunity to distance yourself from him.
No, I was trying
because you're
to.
over there and we're over here, right?
I was trying to bond with Keith. I was trying to I was just trying to a little bit of banter. It's nothing serious. That's
But
all.
it could be a connection, a heartfelt connection.
But he's banned me from his channel, Jack, so I can't really talk to him. Like, we can't communicate.
That's only relevant here because
he's made it known he doesn't want to communicate with me. Keith is
so
Keith
you carried it over based on the past to control. That's
No,
all
I'd
right.
love to resolve things. I'd love to end our beef and
you could
get along.
Good.
Yeah,
Steven, you're an interesting dude. You really are. I don't think you're as bad as your reputation, but your reputation pretty much sucks. You know that, right?
Well, if that's the metric we're using around here, I'm definitely going to see my way out.
I love my reputation. I really do. That I revel that people like to talk about me all the time. I find it fascinating.
I know.
I think we just hit one of those "that's you" walls, Jack, because the last three things that were said is everyone here. I think we need to step back right now and then wonder, because you're oftentimes saying how your reputation sucks. So we might have just found like peak alignment here some way, somehow. I'm urging you to be careful here.
Well, Paulie, the other day you said we're all the same, we're all one, something like that.
We are.
And yes, that last time, last week, I did say that this isn't a community to me, because it's not. and like I just said, I have a hard time establishing relationships because I've always been this way. So I'm not saying that I'm now part of a community, because that never happened. What I'm saying is I have a hard time developing relationships to begin with. To do so on here, it's 10 times harder. That's why this is not a community for me. I don't get what I need. Yeah, I understand that, Jack. But what I need in a relationship, just like somebody else needs certain things. I don't get them here.
That's okay.
Well, I'm sorry, Keith. You need a hug.
Could be. We all need hugs. It's what relationships are about, man. And kind of a sidebar to this stuff. I was just thinking about a hug. I recognize there's there's positions and things that people do that help your nervous system settle so you can calm down and be more at peace. And when you're more at peace, then you do feel more a part of other things, right? And short bus, I mean, I know a little bit of the story, and the reason you're a loner, it makes sense. I get it. But there really is something about a community joining together with others. It's important for us all. Because I guess if you don't kill each other, then you help each other learn, right?
Why'd you bring me up when you said that shit? That's fucked up. Keeping me there the whole time until you say some dumb shit like that.
Well, no, it's because he needed someone else whose reputation was a bit soiled, who also doesn't get along with everyone very well. And you were just ran right there, you know?
That's true. We could bond on our fucked up reputation.
Right. Come on, Snafu.
I'm down.
Do you know where you are right now?
I don't even know.
And your mommy and daddy are here today. This is a momentous occasion. You know, usually we do individual custody. We're putting our differences aside today to show love
I
for
wanted to bring
ourselves,
up
each other, and you.
I wanted to bring up what Wizard was saying though, because Red was right. He was literally yelling at us yesterday how we're a non-community
Jack's face.
and how he's not part of our community and blah 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 blah. And then today you're like literally like, oh yeah, this is my only community. They're my family. And it's like, dude, yesterday you were yelling at us saying, fuck y'all, you're not part. Like, what the fuck?
And I just explained that. I did not say that. What I said was I have a hard time. I said I have a hard time developing relationships on here that are any better than my family. And they disowned me. I don't have a good time developing relationships. That's been apparent all the way through my life. Why would
Well, that's on you, Keith. Maybe it's you.
It might be,
that's you.
That's still basic. Why would I consider this a community?
This is one of those moments. This is one of the few moments we can actually, after everything, just go, that's me. Like each one of us at the same time. Like one of those AA cults, right? We just go, that's me, all at the same time in unison.
Dude, this right here, bong and stuff. This is a special corner of an alley hidden behind a few dumpsters, down a few stairs in the basement through the boiler room.
Under a whorehouse.
Right? Thank you. Holy cows. Bottom of YouTube, that's calling me. I'm going to see how low I can take this, I guess, before I do something with it. I think everything is coming together, guys. Seriously.
Hey, what part today did we stop a war during the stream, Jack? Just curious.
Right now. See, you're asking a question. The answer is already contained within your question because you weren't aware enough to have it revealed. Okay. How many wars have been started on these panels between everyone here? And how many of them have simultaneously been ended today? Here we are sharing space and relatively peacefully.
Yeah.
So you attribute that to Jack?
No, I attribute that to what Jack has spoken about, and whether you feel whatever, fill in the blank about Jack, what he's speaking about has validity and merit.
Thank you.
I feel like I have like the instant anecdote or antidote to all drama. Like unless you're actually a big deal, like none of this shit matters. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Once you log off, nobody gives a shit. It only matters when you're online and with other terminally online people. Unless you're someone like Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson, I think if you smeared Andrew Wilson, he would miss out on opportunity costs to make money. And so therefore you'd actually be hurting him. But we don't have anything lined up, okay? We don't have fucking Piers Morgans in our DMs. We don't have all this stuff. I can't speak for Jack. I can't necessarily speak for Jack.
You man who dresses as a woman, you don't know who's in my DMs.
Matthew, who hurt you as a kid?
Golly jeez.
I'll answer for him. It's the same for me. Everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. You're being very candid today.
And imagine what I was. Imagine what they put me through as a kid. Jesus.
I can imagine.
But no, like, and as far as communities go, like community has a very broad definition. There's not a lot of qualifiers that make something a community or not a community. It's a plurality. It's a plural group of people with a common interest in mind. And guess what? We're here to talk on a panel together. It's that simple. Now we can have bad community structure. We can have bad attitudes. We can have a bad culture. And I would say we do. We're like a petri dish of bad community culture. But I wouldn't say we're not a community because that would be very difficult.
Amen. Yeah. It's like, well, everything reflects everything. That's what I've come to realize. There is only the one thing, and we are all pieces of this one experience that's happening. And it's glorious and it's miraculous. And it really is life.
That is the one I will admit to. Like the discussion earlier, child of God is not a privilege. It is the default. We all come from the source of life, period.
Yeah. And that source of all life we experience it intimately as love. Love is life. There's no, and light is love. Love and light, they're both revealing. They are empowering, comforting. They do all those things with us. Love is really, to me, that's what Jesus is love. So love is king over me and my world. I live to serve love in the best ways that I can. And
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Please.
What would you say to people who haven't had the experiences that you had? Because you said you've had a spiritual experience where you felt an extreme amount of love, and there's no words to describe it. And I've heard hundreds, if not thousands, of people say the same thing. And you're sure it's God. You're not. It's not some brain neurological thing going on where you experience some emotion highly or something like that.
It's
You know?
mysterious. And
But how am I supposed to believe in a loving God if I've never had that experience? And I look around and all I see is people killing people. And
I think a good starting point. Could I just point out, Jack, is what you're describing supposed to be something that's just for you? Like, or are you telling everybody they should be able to feel that? See, I think you might lose people there, because when you say love, that's a very open-ended word to me. That can mean a lot of different things, right? Like I feel love for my mother. I feel love for my partner. Those are two very different forms of love, though.
Yes, I recognize that. But it's being in the state of love, being with that power and frequency and energy of love. And it will take different qualities, but you want to keep it with the light ones, the pure ones.
Could a more relatable way of putting it be to be grateful for everything?
Beautiful.
Appreciation and not trivializing things.
Yes, thank you. And actually, that might help with what Austin's asking. For someone who hasn't experienced it, I believe for those who are willing, we can walk through some memories and experiences that you already have. And I can just, by bringing these ideas and feelings into your awareness, it changes things, right? When you see the past through a lens of forgiveness and appreciation instead of bitterness and sadness or whatever crap is within. When you change the way you look at things, everything changes. And that includes ourselves, especially.
Yeah, I personally don't even take that to the level of I actually am grateful for every single little thing that I've been through and everything that someone's done for me. But I've fought really hard to be the best person I can be. And I'm just grateful I survived my life, like honestly. And I'm grateful that I'm no longer at risk of a lot of the things I was at risk of before, like being homeless. And so there's usually like I think it's possible to see our lives as being grateful as the default, but you can also legitimately take someone's reasons to be grateful away from them, right? Like if you're people like let's I wouldn't tell Palestinians right now to be grateful for what Israel is doing to them, of course. No. And I wouldn't expect them to be grateful for much until they got to experience the lives we're experiencing, because you can't have this until you experience peace.
It's more challenging in the absence of peace, right? Joy is a challenge when you're dealing with pain, when you're dealing with heartbreak or fear. But it's there for us. That's what I've learned. Love. God's love is eternally there for us to know. We had these arguments earlier with the only way is through the name of Jesus. And well,
I remember that.
And I think sometimes people, like, I think 2 years ago, I would have heard this as like, you're prescribing a cure-all. you know, this is supposed to solve all your problems and stuff like that. When no, like I think you can be your own worst enemy by not appreciating the things in your life that you should be appreciating, and you can make things worse for yourself. But you still have to fight to change things. You still have to actually move your own life into a better direction, and it takes work. You can't. It's not magical thinking. It's not doing. It's nothing magical. You have to actually make changes, whether it's in the choices you make or in the physical reality you're in.
Beautifully said. Those changes you make, primarily, it starts, if it's going to change in your physical reality, it's going to change in your mind. And what you said, Melanie, you keep bringing it back to gratitude. And congratulations on you, right? Sorry for the suffering, whatever it was you went through, but to reach that point of just being grateful to be, right?
Jack, should we be grateful just to be alive, breathing, and no matter what we're going through, should we be, even if we're in dark times?
Yes, and think about why. If gratitude is the best way, even in dark times, why? Why would that be the right answer?
Because that's
You're
what
gonna
the
feel
Creator
good.
wants. That's what God wants. Right, Jack?
Yeah, and we feel good.
Well,
Gratitude feels good.
And think about it in the most primal perspective, and that is, if you stop breathing, you stop living. Every breath is the gift of life. If you don't accept the gift of life in every breath, and you die, don't you? You pass on.
You lose ATP. That's what I learned in college.
Welcome back, Zilzone. Welcome back, Truther Cop. How are we?
Yo.
This is interesting. If we were perfect, then why would we need God? There's always greater than just what we are. That's the whole point, I think. And I guess that supports what you were saying.
Are we here to perfect our love? Like, are we here to learn to love
Yes.
conditionally? Is that what it's about?
Here to learn to love without condition, the way of Christ Jesus. That is the way to be. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, born of the spirit is spirit. Let our ideas be born of the spirit of truth, the spirit of love, spirit of all good things. That's what I've been trying to practice for myself. And I tell you what, I don't know what the future is going to bring. I really don't. I've got a lot of hope and excitement, anticipation for what might lead to what. But I tell you what, a commitment to myself to be grateful, to never, ever go to bed, never laying my head down on the pillow again. And by the grace of God, I continue to have a pillow, but never laying my head down with ungratitude, right? No more bitterness, no more dreading to get up the next day.
Right. The Bible says, be angry and do not sin, and don't let the sun rest on your anger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack, I'm going to try to fight you less. Because
Great.
Vibe mentioned different ways of fishing, and if you do lead people to Jesus, I don't want to fight that.
Good choice, brother. Good choice.
Yes.
Choose love.
Maybe I could be less narrow-minded sometimes. Maybe
Choose
because
love.
this is an issue I have with other Christians, is being too narrow-minded. So,
Zil,
I'm open to feedback
They
and
can be.
respond to it.
Peace is available.
And shut up, Paul.
No. Hey,
I'm sorry,
Zil.
no, he's a clown though. He's a
New
silly
levels
guy.
of pleasure are available,
He's a
brother.
silly
Choose
guy.
love.
That's the later episode, all right? Those new levels of pleasure. You got to pay for that one. That's members only.
That comes later. Yeah. But hey, Zil, congratulations on that reasoned, right? the reasoning you offer, I appreciate that perspective, and congratulations on that breakthrough. You're seeing what you didn't like in others. You found it in yourself, and that can be humbling. Kind of sucks sometimes, but
Yes, humility is a form of honesty. That's one of my quotes.
that's beautiful. It's required for honesty, isn't it? Humility.
Does he think he's humble?
No, honesty is required for humility.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood, I think.
I think there's a partnership there. Because to be honest, one must humble themselves to the truth, right?
Yeah, that there could be a circular logic
You
there a
got to
little
be
bit. They're
humble.
very related, I think. Yeah.
See it, right?
Well, even beyond that, this is what I've realized in this duality we exist within, this realm. The cause and effect are one and the same, right? Damn it. What was the example we
Well,
were just discussing there? They're one and the same.
I don't think I would agree with you on cause and effect and everything are one and the same, but what we were discussing was humility is a
Yeah.
form of honesty.
Yes. They're one and the same.
Yeah, because to be humble,
Oh,
people in the comments are ragging on me because I've been drinking. Yeah, I know
yeah,
that's audibly true.
yeah.
But yesterday on panel and the day before, that was not so.
Okay.
So today I didn't have a great day with it, but
Right.
in earlier Jack streams, it was worse. Today
Yeah.
wasn't the
You
best day,
frustrated me.
but I have improved on it, and I still
Good.
struggle with it, and I am a sinner, and God, please have mercy on me. I
Zill.
believe God gives us things to struggle with, because if we
Mhm.
were perfect, why would we need God? Like you pinned that
Zill.
earlier.
Zill. I was thinking about this recently, observing actually a number of things. Let me not dismiss what you just said. The blessing is here for you. When you're ready to receive it, you'll find it. It's been waiting for you.
Jack, I've
It
already
might
found it in Jesus, brother. I've already found it, though.
What?
no, not if you're
The
drinking like
answer is
this.
Jesus. I've already found the answer.
And yet you're still drinking every day,
You got work to do,
Well, not
brother.
every day. I wouldn't say that.
more often than you should be.
Yeah, more often than I should be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Is it
with
possible
that,
to be in like an in-between state though, where you're drinking but you've also found Jesus?
Yeah, is that possible, Jack?
sure. And yet, what I'm really trying to get you to realize is there is a much better way waiting for you. No, and actually, no. Because if you truly take Jesus into your life, you do the baptism and the recommitment, you are to be reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
You
trying hard
wouldn't
enough.
poison your
I
body. You're just
understand.
poisoning yourself.
I understand I'm not trying hard enough is the feedback. I know that. So, is that what you're saying?
There's a path of surrender that I can easily help you find. And once you find that, you'll surrender the patterns of drinking. You'll discover new patterns of living, more filled with life with the Holy Spirit.
And
No, I need
THC,
to learn
right, Jack?
self-discipline.
And the best part is it's
Possibly
free.
shrooms.
It's free. You
No,
don't have to pay. No charge.
I just need to
All
learn
right.
self-discipline, Jack. I just need to
All
improve
right.
on self-discipline. That's all.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah,
Then you
I
know it
know.
all.
Yeah.
You're telling
Dude.
yourself stories.
But being self-aware is important, isn't it, Jack?
Yes, and I
You
wish
should take
you'd
a
more,
shot in
and
the
you
front.
have you clearly have blind spots that I would love to help you with.
And same to you, Jack. That's what I'm here to help you with too, as you see the text on my screen.
I'm not gonna lie, something was said before and my ears perked up and I was wondering if I could get a chance to respond.
Please do.
Why can't it just be okay that we're imperfect? Why would we need a perfect being to ameliorate the fact that we're imperfect? Like what you define as imperfect, I define as variance from an ideal that's impossible anyways.
Because if you're not striving for one side of the spectrum to be perfect, then your life's gonna go to shit, basically, right?
Like, it's one thing to
If
say,
you're
like,
not striving for perfection, then what are you striving for?
Goodness.
but if we're
Greater.
born
The best
imperfect
version of ourselves.
and we know that
That's what we
perfection is
strive for.
impossible, then we have to acknowledge that that perfection is at least an ideal. And I don't see why we need something to actually exist there. Like, this is just something we have in our heads and we aim towards it. That's totally fine on its own.
Perfection according to who?
Choose love.
Exactly.
Use
No, that's what I'm saying.
protection.
Good question. Perfection according to who? And how do you define perfection? Because Paul likes to be like, perfection is your best self. But Jack is like, perfection is something else. Can we define perfection, please?
I think it's possible.
Absence.
Go ahead.
Jack Talcott.
Well, sorry, truly, the way that I've been learning is in the absence, right? You know something through the absence of what it is not. That, not this, not that idea. Shit, now I lost where I was going.
We were talking about perfection.
Perfection, the absence of
Yeah.
flaws. Where is the absence of flaws found? Well, in the stillness, in the silence. There's no movement. That's the practice of meditation and detachment. You detach from the world and you just feel in the being of awareness, right? You just be aware with the feeling of being. And there's a perfection there, right there, waiting
The
inside you.
Tao. The way.
So Jack,
right?
see, and this is the thing, Zale. You didn't get it across, and that's okay. The thing we went through on my broadcast.
Okay, go ahead. Enlighten
But
us.
Jack, yeah, it's not about enlightening anybody. I'm not necessarily here to be anybody's leader, guru, teacher, whatever.
Go.
I'm just pointing out a perspective, right? So the definition of the word perfect, at least a definition, is having all the required elements. So you could argue, and again, at the risk of being a bit cliche here or corny, is how it's going to come across. Everyone is essentially potentially perfect already because they have all of the required parts to be them.
Right, that's
to the
moving
best
the
of their ability.
goalpost.
Oftentimes, if I could just finish,
Unless they
oftentimes the biggest thing keeping us from being that completely is what we believe about ourselves, the world, and each other, right? So it's a, as the mind goes, the man follows idea. But we already are perfect in our imperfection. It could be argued. Again, I'm not saying that it has to be that and that I'm going to say it's that all the time. I'm saying it's one way to look at it.
This is the duality thing that you like, right?
No,
it's not about what I like.
Bill.
It's about recognizing what is. This is a realm of duality.
No,
we are dualistic creatures.
Perfection and imperfection
No, we don't have a soul.
do not equal.
But I will say this much.
When you presume and assume that you know what I mean without asking me, you're revealing how ignorant and presumptuous you are. It's not a knock on me.
There's a part to where I agree with you, though. Actually, and it's I think that it depends on your frame of reference. So if your definition of perfection is having the required parts from a fundamental point of view, then I think I could agree with that. But I think we also sometimes define perfection in a normative frame where we say this is how something works, and then we assume all things work that way, and then we see anything that doesn't as a flaw, as a deviation. So it's more of like your definition of perfection will vary a lot, and you'll get different mileage based on how you use it accordingly.
That's how life is. Life is fluid. And this is the thing, the egos, we get so caught up on these ideas of what should and shouldn't be. But I don't mean to throw a wrench in or anything, but I am feeling complete, tired. Perfect, one might say.
That's perfect. I was going to say that's a form of perfection right in itself.
That's why we couldn't see your hands, huh?
With that, I'm out then, Jack. Thanks for having me up. Be blessed, everybody.
Much love to you, brother.
Bye, Keith.
Yeah, I'm going to grease the wheels on the exit here. So have a good night, Jack. Nice chatting.
Much love. Appreciate you as well. Always.
See you,
I'll
Jack.
try not to flip on the grease. I'll see you guys later.
Much love to you. Appreciate you, Paul, Austin. Truther Cop, El Diablo.
I don't know if they're there, but oh, there he is.
No,
Sorry.
good.
Go ahead.
Oh, go for it, Stephen.
Oh, I was going to say, choose love, but use protection. Thank you all.
Peace. Peace and blessings. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Greetings, Mr. Talcott. Excellent discussion. I haven't gotten to talk at all, so I have to say something, I guess. And I appreciate that, you know, the thing we did earlier, and you know, a lot of interesting things coming out now, Jack. The future is very interesting and bright, it appears.
Yes, it does.
Thank you for your time, man. Be well.
Hey, much love and respect to you, and no teasers, but a little coded. Great things are coming through. Great things are coming up for us. And I won't be completely rude. I will allow very briefly last words from Zill.
God bless you. I am a sinner. God, please have mercy on me. Please have mercy on all of us. I want to be better, and I think everybody here does too. And me and Jack share that we have a heart for others, and that is important. And God bless everybody.
Hey, before you go, just what would make it better, right? What could be removed? What prevents you and things from being better or greater? That's what I encourage you to wonder.
I deal with depression, Jack, and I cope in bad ways, and I have problems. So
You know what?
we can go. We're not going to go into too much detail later, but you know, you guys will learn more about me eventually. And I am a sinner, and I pray that God will have mercy on me. That's all.
The mercy is waiting for you to receive and accept, my brother. I assure you. I promise you that, because that was my own personal experience, and I know what I have in store for you. My support, at least, if you're willing. The deal was you reach out to me when you're not intoxicated, Zill. Give me a call. We'll work through things and figure out what can be best, not just for you, but for what's around you. Brothers and sisters, that is what life is about. Life really is about love, baby. It's about relationships, communities. Those things are important for us all. And today, the community can sometimes test you. You know, people are as people are, and sometimes they're frustrating, sometimes they're hilarious. And I think we had a little bit of all of that today. Once again, brothers and sisters, thank you again. I'm going to wrap it up here. And if you haven't done yet, invite others, do the subscribe thing, tell others what's going on here, because the path is to end wars, by the way, right? Peace on earth, goodwill towards others, living with love, all that stuff. I'm going to wrap it up. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless us all. Peace.